Motion. I give the floor to the Honourable Minister Parveen Bala. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise to contribute towards the motion moved by Honourable Attorney General. Mr. Speaker, sir, I thank the Standing Committee on Foreign Affairs and Defence in the provision of this report. In saying this, Mr. Speaker, sir, I also wish to state the importance of the committee's report to be referred back to the line ministries for clarifications before tabling it to this August House. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to state these clarifications on some of the following recommendations in the report. Mr. Speaker, sir, recommendation 2. The current Health and Safety at Work Act is inclusive and applies to both the informal and formal sector and all workplaces except mining, where health and safety issues are covered separately in the mining legislation. Furthermore, Mr. Speaker, sir, the Employment Relations Act 2007 covers all workplaces, including the informal sector, such as domestic workers. Mr. Speaker, sir, the recommendation 3. I wish to add that the Health and Safety at Work Administration Regulation 1997 provides procedures under Regulation 7.2 for the employer to maintain the particulars of every occupational disease which occurs at the workplace. In addition, Mr. Speaker, sir, the employers must retain these records. However, records will also be available at the Ministry of Employment for occupational diseases which is reported. Mr. Speaker, sir, I also wish to inform the House that workers have the alternative to seek redress under the common law. Mr. Speaker, sir, recommendation 4. I wish to inform this August House that occupational diseases are listed in the 5th schedule of the Health and Safety at Work Administration Regulation 1997 and the revised Workmen's Compensation Occupational Disease Regulation 2017. Mr. Speaker, sir, to date, my ministry, in partnership with the Ministry of Health and Medical Services, has trained 187 doctors from government and the private sector with the assistance of the occupational medical consultant from Australia. These trained doctors are based in our divisional medical centres. Mr. Speaker, sir, recommendation 5. I wish to inform this August House that we already have in place the National Occupational Health and Safety Advisory Board since 1996. The board is mandated under the Health and Safety Act 1996 to facilitate the development of regulations, standards and codes of practice. Other roles including formulating policies to promote occupational health and safety. Mr. Speaker, say in addition, the mandated functions of the health and safety inspectors under Section 42C of Health and Safety at Work Act 1996 also includes providing information, advice, education, and training to employer and worker group and government department and authorities on matters to which this Act relates. Mr. Speaker, says Section 26 of Health and Safety at Work provides systems of notification and recordings of occupational accidents, occupational diseases, accidents, and suspected cases of occupational diseases by the employers in Fiji. My ministry has maintained records of workplace accidents and injuries since the enactment of Health and Safety at Work in 1996. Mr. Speaker, say recommendation 6. I commend this recommendation and wish to inform that the impact assessment is covered under the functions of National Occupational Health and Safety Advisory Board through its advisory committees. Mr. Speaker, say briefly, I wish to touch on committee's concern on current laws and policies focused only on occupational injuries and diseases and not on overall health and wellness and physical fitness in schools and workplaces. Mr. Speaker, say, I wish to state that the work is underway in collaboration with Ministry of Health, World Health Organization, International Labour Organization, Fiji National University, and the National Occupational Health and Safety Advisory Board on the development of the National Occupational Health Services Plan 2020-2024. Mr. Speaker, said this policy will address issues on health and wellness in the workplace, including our schools. On the OHS Day and workplace survey on COVID-19, Mr. Speaker said, on the 28th April 2020, we have marked the World OHS Day, noting the COVID-19 restrictions. My ministry, together with ILO, conducted a press statement based on this year's theme, Stop the Pandemic, Safety and Health at Work Can Save Lives. Mr. Speaker said, in addition to this, my ministry since 9 March 2020, before Fiji's first case on the 19th March, has been conducting COVID-19 workplace awareness to both workers and employers. In total, the ministry covered 1,536 employers and 9,989 workers, covering all the essential and non-essential industries. Mr. Speaker said, reflect on the ratification and its advantages. Mr. Speaker said, the ratification of the protocol will further strengthen and complement Fiji's national laws and policies, some of which are already mentioned. Moving forward, Mr. Speaker said, my ministry will formulate the following national laws to address high-risk industry as follows. 1, construction regulation. 2, plant regulation. 3, noise code of practice. And 4, biological hazard codes of practice. Mr. Speaker said, in conclusion, I would like to urge all the honourable members to support the motion that is before us, that Fiji ratifies the ILO Protocol of 2002 to the OHS Convention 1980. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.